Hello everyone, my name is Jekka, and I have already survived on uninhabited islands with my Hawaiian pole spear and with one knife. But today there will be extreme survival in the rainforest under the volcano. Now already sunrise, so my survival began. In the morning it is quite cold, but during walking is getting warmer. Through the tropical jungle I was heading towards the volcano, and I take the opportunity to collect all the useful things that I met on my way in my backpack. Here is an example of a bush of a medicinal plant called pandan. This plant removes toxins from the body, relieves stress, and improves the nervous system. This is a very good tea for survivalists. I cut a couple of leaves and put them in my backpack. Let's move on. I see a small bush of young ginger. I'm pulling it out by the roots. It protects from food poisoning, nausea, and vomiting. Shake the root off the ground and cut it off. Ginger leaves are very useful. Many active substances strengthen the immune system in case of diseases. I can use it in cooking or brewing aromatic tea. I pick it up and put it in my backpack. But I found the famous spice lemongrass. It is also quite useful. Improves blood circulation, eliminates a runny nose, increases the efficiency of metabolic processes in the body. It is often used as a seasoning for a dish or as an addition to tea. Very helpful. So I'll take it with me too and add it to my tea. All these combinations will give me a good supply of energy. I shake it from the ground and put it in my backpack too. Look what I found. It's a jackpot. This is snake fruit. The snake fruit contains a large vitamin complex. For example, vitamin A, it's 5 times more than in everyone's favorite watermelon. It's also high in calories and contains a lot of carbohydrates. I pick the fruits and take them with me. You can eat it just by your walk. The closer I came to the volcano, the more climate and air temperature changed. As soon as the clouds settled, a little rain appeared on the volcano. Mosquitoes are just starting to bite me. It's time to wear my suit. Whew! I think you are very interested to know what is in my backpack. The conditions are not simple, and the set is not small. Let's see. The first one is the rope. The second, most important, is the knife. The knife is very sharp and reliable, and tin will serve me instead of a bowler hat if I catch some prey. Flint for making fire. It's much more reliable than a lighter or matchstick because it will not get damp and will not break. But it's a little trickier to use. Also an axe. And a skein of line with a small hook. In a damp forest, you need to prepare dry firewood for lighting a fire. Here is such a rotten stump inside, completely dry, and I take it. But you have to be careful. There are scorpions inside the tree, and they are quite dangerous. I will also take coniferous needles and leaves and put them in my pants pocket in this place when walking. A lot of heat is generated, and even leaves wet after rain will dry out. Again, the cloud settled on the volcano and started a little rain. While moving, I sweat a lot and lose water from the body. It needs to be somehow restored to the body, and I realize that I need to collect some fresh rainwater. But I understand, this is dangerous enough. There are a lot of harmful bacteria and organisms in rainwater, and the most effective way to neutralize it is to boil the water over a fire. During boiling, most of the pests die. The rain is over. I managed to collect some fresh water in my kettle. Now it needs to be boiled. For this, I found dry twigs. I break them. Using fluff and leaves, light a fire with a flint. I throw up the wood. And in a couple of minutes, I get a fire. Finally, I can warm up a little. There is very little water, but this is better than nothing.
No.
I put the cauldron with water on the fire. Let it boil. I'll throw in some more firewood. The water gradually boils. I will chop the harvested herbs and fruits and add them to the water. I'll make a nice herbal fruit tea. I will not keep it on the fire for a long time so that the excess water does not boil away. Ready. I will put it aside and let it cool down a little. The tea turned out to be very tasty, and most importantly, it contains a lot of vitamins. When it's cold outside and you are drinking hot fruit tea, it seems much tastier than the one at home. I regained my strength a little and went on. Moving further, I entered a very dense coniferous forest. Well, so far nothing edible has been found here. On the way, I looked for thin bamboo to make a fishing rod. But then I noticed a rotten tree on the ground and decided to check it out. Are there any edible larvae in it? I split it with a knife and saw holes. And there are tree beetles. They look like big cockroaches. I started collecting them. In the absence of food, I can cook them. If there are beetles, there must be larvae. A huge and juicy woody larva. In such larvae, there is no less protein than in chicken meat. I put the prey in my pocket and go back to the fire to cook it. The larva released all the juice and was blown away. Now it looks even less appetizing than before. Well, because of the feeling of hunger, this does not stop me at all. I sharpen the branch and make a skewer. Now I put on the maggot. Let my booty roast well. The dish is ready. I taste it. Honestly, I didn't like it. Lunch turned out no worse than breakfast, and I can move on. After the rain, the sun came out and a very beautiful rainbow appeared. I kept my way down under the volcano to the lake that formed in the Qatar volcano. On the way, I still found a thin piece of bamboo that would be the perfect rod for my primitive rod. The lower I descended from the volcano, the warmer it got. Under the rotten leaves, I was looking for some kind of bait for fishing, and with the help of a branch, I dug the ground where I found a couple of worms and a few beetles. After 40 minutes, I finally went down to the lake, and he began to make his rod. At the top of the bamboo, I tied a fishing line, then tied a small hook. But this feather will be the perfect float for my primitive fishing rod. The rod is ready. Find a comfortable place. Throwing my bait into the water, waiting for a bite. After a couple of minutes, I get the first bite, and I caught just such a goldfish. The fish was small but pecked well. I put it in my backpack. And one more capture. I released a very small fish, and half an hour later I caught 3 decent fish. I took my prey and go back to the forest. By the evening it began to get colder. Therefore, to have time to prepare for an overnight stay, I need to start building a shelter from the wind now. Therefore, I take an axe in hand and get to work. My choice fell on a pine forest, namely in the place where 2 pines are next to each other. I will clear the territory and get some sticks. Found fallen branches protect against smaller ones. And I transfer them to the construction site. I got a lot of such sticks. Take out the rope. I unwind the desired part and cut it off. I tie a regular knot on one of the sticks. And at the height of my head, I tie it to a tree. The other side is the same. And now I lean the sticks on this crossbar at 45 degrees. And I tie them with the same rope. And the shelves are shorter. I braid them horizontally in a checkerboard pattern. And the frame is ready. There are bushes nearby, whose leaves I will cover my hut. I put all this in bunches and take it to my future shelter. I need a lot of such material. I begin to lay the leaves of this bush on the frame. And my shelter from the wind is ready. But don't sleep on damp ground. Let's try on a hammock. This is no longer ideal, but at least the cold from the ground will not go into the body. Now it is about 15 degrees C, and it will be even colder at night. Therefore, you need to make a good fire that will last the whole night and also cook your prey on it. I collected dry branches. I break them. The sound in the night forest is very difficult to convey in words. You can hear every blinker. First, I spread the coniferous needles and the leaves from the top, add a few small branches, and also on top of a larger branch, as a kindler, I use cotton fluff from a flint. I make a fire. It is not very easy to do this with the help of flint, but in the end, everything worked out for me. The fire has flared up well and has already begun to warm up. And now you can calmly breathe out and relax a little with the understanding that I will not freeze tonight. And now I will finally do what I have been waiting for all day. I will cook my fish and eat it deliciously. After I warmed up a little, I took the fish I caught. I put it on sticks, and I fry it well over the fire. The fish is ready, and finally, I can have a snack. There is very little food. Well, in such conditions, it is already very good. The most important thing is that I had time to prepare everything, and by nightfall, he took care of a shelter for the night and his food. The fish was delicious, and it's time to go to bed and hope for a warm night without rain. In the morning, I can say that it was not cold. Sleeping in a hammock is not entirely comfortable since you are bent all night. I pick up my backpack and set off on my way. Well, I can confidently say that this survival was very interesting. I spent 24 hours in a coniferous forest at the foot of the volcano. And as you can see, food can always be obtained. The main thing is to know how to do it correctly. And if this video gets 1,000 likes, then I will go back to a desert island. Therefore, if you want to see it, then write to me in the comments of Zek and go back to the uninhabited island. Share this video with your friends. Bye everyone!